Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ravinia Festival. Please note that the taking of photographs, including the use of camera phones and the use of audio or video equipment, is strictly prohibited. As a courtesy to the artist and your fellow patrons, please ensure that all mobile phones, pagers, and anything with an on-off switch have been silenced. We appreciate your consideration. Thank you for making it a great day at Ravinia.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi, thank you so much for being here today. Before we get started, I just wanted to call your attention to the back of the program and see our upcoming events. This Sunday, we're going to have an incredible program, a generous program of varied repertoire at 2 o'clock. And then the next 3 concerts after that, Wednesday the 14th, we have one of the world's most famous accompanists and coaches and scholars on art, song, and lieder, and it's Graham Johnson. And he's going to be here putting a program together, and he'll be actually speaking during the performance about the repertoire that you're going to hear, and he's fascinating, so I really recommend you all coming to that. And then on the 17th, our own Corey Ellison, who's been on the faculty for a long time, she's the dramaturg at Santa Fe Opera now and was at City Opera and is kind of an expert all over the world. She's going to be here. She's curated a concert of folk songs from around the world, and there'll actually be a free pre-concert talk at 5:30 that night, so I recommend coming to that. And then on the 20th, we have our final program with John Musto and Friends, and it's going to be great, featuring some of John's music and some other popular pieces by Gershwin, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you come to those 6 p.m. concerts and you stay to the very end, you can have some free drinks out in the lobby. We'll have a toast afterwards, so please join us for that. For those of you that were there last night at Angel Blue's recital, I'm sure you felt the same thing that I felt. When she walked out on stage and smiled, the whole room lit up, as well as her beautiful yellow dress that was the color of sunshine. It's just amazing. Part of the thing that we do here is invite guests and artists that are all over the world singing, and it's just great that she's made herself available to our singers and pianists today. We're really grateful to have such a generous and warm musician. So ladies and gentlemen, Angel Blue.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I've been smiling ever since I landed at O'Hare, so it's really a blessing for me to be here. I wanted to just share really quickly before we start the master class. I'm not a master of anything. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a singer who loves other singers, and I like to encourage other singers in what they do, young or my age, and I find myself sometimes even encouraging singers who have been in the business longer, much longer than I have even. But I take this time very seriously because it is, for me, I feel like whenever I do a master class, I end up learning more, not just about the art of singing, but more about myself and what it means to be a singer. So I'm really here today to encourage the singers who are here. Really quickly, I have a fun story to share with you. I guess it was November of 2006, I was younger. I'm not going to say how old I was, but I was much younger. And my dad said, Angel, you need to apply for some young artist programs, because I used to do beauty pageants all the time in the summer. And he said, you need to try to get more serious about opera. And so I said, well, Dad, I need to go to the Midwest because that's where our family is. So I applied to the Steans Institute in 2006, and I wasn't accepted, but that's okay. And and that's very much okay. But I am thankful to be here now. And I'm one of the people that thinks that things that are for us will be for us. My dad always says, and I hope I don't offend anybody by using the name of God, but my dad would say, whatever God has for you, you're going to get it anyway. So there's no reason to stress about things if they don't happen. So I'm thankful, and I look at that moment of not being accepted in 2006 as really a way that I can stand here today and encourage the singers who are in this great program. So thank you very much for having me, and let's get started. Our first singer is, I believe her name is Christine, and she's going to start with Ain't It a Pretty Night? Bravo. So I like to ask singers all of the time because people ask me, so I just figure I'll do the same thing. Why did you choose this piece?
Because I feel like I'm on a day in my life actually where I need vulnerability and I need that optimism that she has. Yeah.
And so then what you find with singing, Susannah, is that you and her have a lot in common. Or that you're trying to have more of what she has. Okay. Okay, that's beautiful. That's a brilliant answer because I think a lot of us in music, I think that's one of the reasons why we do what we do, is to either escape or to become or whatever. That our job is to pretend. That's what we do. I would like you to start the aria again if you don't mind. I mean, I thought it was fabulous. And just so that everyone in here knows, I do want to say this. If there's nothing to say, I have a great vocal coach. She was the woman who was playing for me last night. I work with her and her husband, and then I have a coach also in Italy that I work with. All three of them say, sometimes there's nothing to say. And that's true. I believe that. Sometimes there's nothing to say, and we feel like we have to say stuff. And the stuff that I'm going to say to you is from one soprano to another. You have awesome high notes. They're so beautiful, they're pristine, and they cut, you know, and that's wonderful. For me, I would suggest that I wrote down the word relish, and I think it's important to, those moments where he has written tenuto and those markings, stay in that moment, you know. But anyway, start please again from the beginning. Thank you. Ask you a question. Do you feel like this could be just the introduction, what you're just saying? Yeah. Do you feel like do you think it's too strong or too loud? What do you think? As the character, how do you feel? Do you feel that would be, she would, almost like a secret, hey, ain't it a pretty night?
Yes.
Or do you think it's more like,
I think that's the right choice.
Can you do that vocally?
I think so.
You can?
It is da solo that
sure.
I like.
Of course you can.
Right?
Yes.
It's a scary little line.
Just think of it. No, but it's fabulous, and the way you sing it is beautiful. Try to sing it as though like you want the person at the very top of the balcony in the last row who has the obstructed view to hear what you're saying, but it's supposed to be a secret to them.
Okay.
Okay, just try that again.
Yes,
Thank you.
I understand.
stand?
No,
I'm going to
please,
stand up
please,
here
please,
because
yes.
okay, cool, if you don't mind.
I would like that.
Okay,
Okay.
so just do it from the sky is so dark and velvet.
The sky so dark and velvet-like, and it's all lit up with stars. It's like a great big mirror reflecting fireflies over a pond. Look at all them stars that wet. The longer
Do you think it's wrong? Sorry, excuse me. Do you think it's wrong to do little bat instead of, we say Americans, we say little with
I'm
a D.
from Atlanta, yes.
I'm
We
from
don't even say
California.
little
We
Ds.
don't say very much well either. So, but I mean, just for this particular piece,
Yes.
if you say, look at all them stars, little bat,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah, I like
Could
that.
you just try that?
Yes.
Just right there.
Okay.
And it's a little bit, it's a pumoso, so it's a little bit more, like you're getting a little bit more excited, no? Okay,
Yes, yes.
great.
Look at all them stars that wet. The longer you look, the more you see. The sky seems so heavy with stars that it might fall right down and cover us all up in one big blanket of velvet.
Okay, how do you feel about the word velvet? What does velvet mean to you? I like velvet.
I love it's the texture.
Right?
It's just
Yes.
wonderful.
So
Who
can
doesn't
you,
like
so
that?
bring that
Okay.
into what you're saying.
Okay.
Just go from, I lost my place here. Can you do do you mind, and cover us all up? Can you just say that for me really quickly?
Cover us all up in one big blanket of velvet,
Yes.
all stitched with diamonds.
Sing that.
Okay.
And cover us all up in one big blanket of velvet, all stitched with diamonds.
This Ain't It a Pretty Night is a little different. Keep going, please. Yes, but it's just a little bit different, right? Now you're just telling me. Just tell me. Don't tell them.
Ain't it a pretty night?
Is that how you would tell somebody who's standing right next to you? How would
Don't
you?
you think it's a pretty
Well,
night?
how would you say that to somebody? The first one, if I said the first one was out there,
Isn't it a pretty night?
and it's like a whisper, but then you're reiterating what you've just said to somebody standing right next to you. What are the differences between the two? She says that quite a bit in this piece, right?
She does.
So,
she
I mean,
does. They
each one-
have to be different,
yes.
right? I mean,
And it doesn't have to be what I just said. I mean, it could be whatever you want, but just make it a different from the first one.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
But anyway, listen, I really want to hear the marks.
Okay,
Is that
let's get
okay?
to it, yeah.
Okay, sorry, friends. We're going to switch pieces. We're going to go to the marks because the marks piece is something that I sang when I was around your age, so I really want to hear it. So we're going to go to.
This is Hat dich die Liebe berührt.
Yes. Hat dich die Liebe berührt. His name is Joseph Marks, right? Yes, Joseph Marks. I had more to say about Ain't It a Pretty Night in the end, but it was just about the high notes and holding them longer. I felt like you could hold them longer, but let's go to this. Okay, go for it.
Hat dich die Liebe berührt, still und allein
Beautiful. Okay, bravo. Wow. That was beautiful. Truly lovely, honey. So I'm going to do an experiment. If I do or say anything to any of the singers that is weird or uncomfortable, I always encourage them just not to do it. Seriously, I mean, because so much of singing is about how we feel and what you are feeling, and I'm not feeling what you're feeling, and vice versa. I would like to try something. Would you mind singing it again, and this time taking your hand? And I practice this way. If it's weird and uncomfortable, please don't do it, okay? If you feel any stress, any tension, just don't. Okay. So you're gonna go like this, very relaxed, and I just want you to drop your jaw. Your jaw's like not there. Okay. It's just non-existent. Okay. Okay? And what I feel when I do that is I can feel like, it's not like it's going back and then forward. I've never really felt that way. I just feel like everything open when I drop my jaw. Okay. And I'm not implying that your jaw is not dropped. I'm just suggesting that we can open a little bit more. Okay, so let's start. And not with words, just on your favorite vowel. Okay. Okay. Switch to ah. Your tongue is really relaxed, so how does that feel? Does it feel weird?
I love it.
Yeah?
It feels great.
Does
I
it?
would love to do that all the time.
Oh, cool. That's really good to hear.
Really cool.
That's great. So when you are singing, when you are singing, do you feel the same sensation? Is it different a little bit? I mean, of course, it's going to be somewhat different because we're using words.
It was a little different.
Okay.
It was like, and I know that the vowels are the same.
Yes.
We're supposed to come from the same reference. But to go from English into German,
sure.
For some reason, it took me a minute.
That's okay. It takes all of us a minute, I'm sure.
Like, maybe it felt a little pinched German,
okay.
Or the ha to D wasn't quite.
Okay.
It wasn't in
the same place.
Right, this open.
Okay.
Kind of.
I heard a really interesting comment. Instead of trying to make the same sound, try to create the same feeling or emotion. Okay. Because I'm like that too. I can get caught up in my sound where I'm like, oh, that was a really good high A. I'm going to do it just like that the next time. And it doesn't work when I try to work with sound. Right. It does work when I work with emotion or I work with a feeling. And I'm very much a feeling kind of singer. I can't do two things at once. The sensation I feel when I drop my jaw and I'm holding, and it's not like, I'm not encouraging her to hold her jaw down and to like put pressure on it. I'm just encouraging that you touch it lightly so that you do of course know your jaw is there, but the idea is that the jaw doesn't have anything to do with singing. I was waiting for somebody to be like, yeah, amen, that's right, Angel, but that's okay. So it's totally fine. It's okay. Maybe I'm the only person who feels that way, but that's okay. So when you do this again, would you mind doing it on ah?
Yes.
On like I would call it a big ah, not that you're trying to make a big sound, but like a yawn, the sensation of, okay. Oh, yeah? Oh, yes, and can we actually, let's not start at the beginning. Let's do, nur,
yes.
Yes, this part.
Very well.
Yeah, but how does it, you don't feel like you're stressing anything or pinching anything?
No, I don't feel like I'm trying to put it anywhere,
okay.
Actually. I just feel like I'm letting it
Okay, cool.
Be open
Can you
this-
do this? I'm weird. I know this is a very great program that you're in, and I hope this is okay to do. Like I said, I'm from the high desert of California, so we do weird things there. And one of the things that I learned this from my dad. If you don't mind going, woo, like a siren. Woo! Woo! Like, have you ever been really excited and you're like, woo! Like,
Woo!
yes. Okay, do it again.
Woo!
Where is that feeling?
It's like, if I say it in singery terms, is that okay?
Yeah, whatever.
It's almost like high and small and like skinny.
Okay, high
It's
and
like
skinny.
tall and thin.
But when I do it, it sounds loud, right? When you do it, it sounds loud to me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not suggesting that you should sing skinny. I don't know what that means really, but I'm not.
Like narrower.
Okay,
That's the feeling.
but when I go woo, there's two things that happen. I feel a lot of stuff going on in my stomach, which is awesome. It's a really good feeling when you feel engaged.
Okay.
And then when I woo, I feel my stomach, and I feel like somebody literally opened up my face. I don't know how to better explain that. But when you sing, for me, okay, this is not, you can take it or leave it.
Okay.
For me, when you sing, I feel like you have so much more of that space to give.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to get from you. What is after this section that we just did?
Scheu in dich
Yeah,
selber.
let's do that. Scheu in dich selber.
Words are.
Let's do,
Okay.
Strahlend.
Yeah, that's
Can we just do the, sorry, that's the time.
Oh.
Excuse me. Okay, it is the time. What an annoying phone, but okay. It is the time, but I'm just this last thing and then I'll stop. Could you just do I want to hear the B flat. You have a
Yes.
great B flat.
And put it in this Yanni.
Yes, so we're going to do it two different ways. If you don't mind doing it, I'd like you to keep your hand here. And I should have asked you, sorry, do you mind if I touch you?
Not at all.
Okay, so if you keep your hand here and, fully engaging in your support, if you could just do that again on an on, then we'll go back to the text, because of course
Okay.
we have to have text.
Yeah. Okay. Right before it.
Das nun die Kreuz.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does it feel?
I love it because it's making me feel more open.
Do you feel like you're supporting more? You can say no.
I don't feel the difference here, but
Okay.
I feel it in this entire.
You feel it more here?
Up here.
Okay, so let me ask you all, how does it sound to you? Does it sound any different? Be honest. It sounds a whole lot different. Thank you. I like that answer. Okay, so they're saying it sounds a whole lot different. The person who I study with, he always says that sometimes we're not going to hear what other people hear at times, and because there's times where I'm like, gosh, I don't think anybody heard that, and then somebody will come and they'll say, that was really good, Angel, it was really strong, and I'm like, really? Okay. Do you mind doing it with the words?
Not at all.
Okay. We're not going to do it right now because there's other people. I love you.
I love you too.
I know this is my first time meeting you, but you have a fabulous voice, and I got to make sure that I practice because she's going to take my jobs. But please, if ever you have the opportunity to do it with your coach or whoever, I encourage you to stand against the piano and do the thing that I'm so tall to do the pushy thing away from the piano to
I never do
work
this.
with your support.
Okay. Yeah.
And if we had more time, I'd try to do what I could to help with that. I mean, to understand, you are supporting though. Anyway, if you could do, would you mind doing just a bit before that phrase? Just a bit new, a bit before.
Okay, yes.
Yes, with the text.
Text. Okay. Our next singer is Lily.
Good afternoon. My name is Lily Arbisser, and with Nikolay Verevkin's help, I will be singing Thaïs, Dis-moi que je suis belle. L'eau pure de mes cheveux. suis belle et que je serai
Brava, that was beautiful. Why did you choose this aria? Do you like Thaïs? Do you like her character? You are very beautiful, so I can understand one reason why.
Well, I mean, I think Thaïs is a particularly interesting character in the opera. The fact that she's sort of had to play this role for such a long time, but comes to a reckoning with it, makes her a very deep person. I think she's often played a little bit surfacey, but I think that's nice. So
Wonderful. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to work on, I really want to get to the aria, and I think I went over a little bit with Christine, but so I have this set, so it will go off when it's time. I would like to just go back to the recit, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And I would like to know, what do you feel about the moments where, as sopranos, I mean, I'll share this with you, if you don't mind, hope you don't mind. For me, I'm always nervous when I have to sing low notes. Like if I see an E on the staff, I'm sort of like, oh gosh, here it comes, you know, and then it goes lower, and then there's a D, and then there's, I don't even talk to me about C's, because I have to think more, you know, but when I work on my lower register, I feel like I am almost just always speaking down there, of course supporting, you know, always supporting, always singing, but almost more spoken. How do you feel about those lower notes in the register?
I'm sure you picked up on the fact that I have some apprehension as well.
Yes.
So I think they're a little inconsistent. You know, sometimes if I'm feeling very open, then they're fine.
Okay.
But if I'm in front of a whole bunch of people,
Sure.
and it says the text, I'm alone.
Yes.
It's a little hard to feel open enough to trust what will
Okay.
come out.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. This is a safe space where you are right now. And I'm going to create that for you right now. So we're all going to do some exercises in our lower register. Can we do just like a B flat scale? And we're all let's just do it on that's E. Let's start E, because E is nice, because it's nice and focused. Excuse me for walking in front of you. Can we, an octave down? And I didn't, I'm sorry, I had a recital last night and I drank a little bit, so I apologize. So we're just gonna go like E. All of us, sorry, excuse me. Let's do that on 1, 2, 3. E. Just go up a half step. Up a half step, sorry. E. Okay, one more half step. E. Okay, so we're in E, yes? E. So could you play the Tous ces hommes, that line for her? So can you just speak that line for me?
Tous ces hommes ne sont qu'indifférence.
Tous ces hommes. Could you speak it on the pitch?
Tous ces hommes ne
You don't have to. You
sont-
don't have to use chest if you don't want to. It's up to you.
I would prefer to use chest.
Would you? Okay, then let's
But it
use
might
chest.
Not be the most beautiful chest.
But whatever. People make a lot of funny noises on stage.
Okay.
A lot. It's okay. This is a safe space. We all just sang together. It's safe. Trust me. Trust me. Okay.
Tous ces hommes ne sont qu'indifférence.
Let's just do. We're gonna do that a couple times. I'm gonna try to do it with you. Okay. So we're gonna do. Can you do it one more time?
Tous ces hommes ne sont qu'indifférence.
Okay. Tous ces hommes. So let's do like. Do you know? How do you feel about your mix? How do you feel about mixing
Right
chest?
on E and F.
Yeah.
It depends on the day.
It depends. I totally understand. Trust me, you're not saying anything that I have not thought. I promise you that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
right now we could try it and see what happens.
So try to, why don't we do 3 different things? I like to try stuff. Let's do, the first time, let's do it all in all in head voice, and then just that one line, and then do the next one in full chest, and then come to the mix. Yeah? Okay. Be positive with yourself. It is really hard to stand up here and sing in front of people, and it just is. And I'll be honest with you, it does not get easier. It doesn't. It doesn't. I don't mean that in a negative way, but don't be the first person to be like, oh, that wasn't good. Give yourself some opportunities. This is a safe space. Okay? So this is the chest one, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, go for it. Okay, now let's try a mix between the two. And if you want to, this is terrible probably, but I really am from the Wild Wild West. I live really close to Route 66, and we yodel sometimes, and that's kind of how I found where I should be singing in my lower register. Was I yodeled, and if you yodel today, that's great. It's not a problem. So try to find the mix there. When you sing that, sorry, I need to use this microphone. Where do you feel the placement is the first thing, and then what do you actually feel? What is the sensation that you get?
I think the reason that I shy away from something like that is that there's a lot of vulnerability in it. It doesn't really feel, it feels sort of hollow.
Okay, and what are you saying though?
Saying that people are so indifferent.
Okay, yeah? So that kind of makes sense, right? So put that into what you're singing. Would you mind singing that all on an E? I'm not encouraging you to shove everything in the front. It's just an exercise. Okay. Okay, now open it up just a little bit and adding chest on the E, on the note, the E.
Just there?
Just there, and then when you get to the F, in head. Okay, that was cool. Can you do the same? This is awkward. Can you do the jaw thing again, where you take your jaw and it's light. It's not like you're shoving it down. Mm-hmm. It's just to remind you that you're going to keep this down. Can you go? Can you go, oh, like, do you have any siblings? Mm-hmm. My brother used to make this face. He just graduated actually yesterday from the Army, from the basic training, so he's now in the Army, which is really cool. But he used to make this face and he would go, excuse me, but he would go, Angel, I don't like you. And then he'd go like that. And I'm not saying that you push it down that hard, but definitely it's this sensation of like, almost like, oh, I guess a yelling at someone, or yawning. Yawning is much more polite, right? Can you go, oh? But even if you don't, may I touch you? Okay, so go here again, and you're gonna pull it down, put in your tongue, to always be like that. Yeah? Uh-huh. Oh. It's not even about singing, it's just about, you just want the sound to come out, right? Okay, so do that on A, and E.
The whole line?
Just those three notes. Okay, so when you said E, you went like that, yeah? Yeah, how does that feel? How does that feel to you?
Yeah.
It does? Okay, so can you try it with the text? But it's just really what you're doing is just speaking. It's not really, I mean, you are singing, but it's more spoken down there. I feel this way anyway. Let's try it. We'll keep going. I won't get stuck here. I get stuck sometimes. So when you say D, I know it's D, but try to do D. Like in, I guess it would be, I'm trying to think of my IPA. It's been so many years. It's like the capital I, right? But not D, but D, but like a longer I. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you start from the beginning of the recit? When you sing the ah, can you drop your jaw? Ah, just ah. Yes. I mean, how do you feel? Like, what are you saying? Oh, I'm alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're so Thaïs, like you're so pretty. It would be a great role for you to do. You know what I mean? Get into that character. How does that make you? Do you like being alone? Maybe you don't like being alone. I do.
No, I do.
I do. I have a husband and a kid at home. I'm very happy when I get to be by myself. Okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. Be excited about that. Ah, je suis seule, you know?
Yeah,
But I would like to see your jaw drop. Go for it. Sorry.
that's great.
Okay. Bravo. That was awesome.
Much better.
How do you feel? That was awesome. Yes. Okay, keep going. Keep going and get into your character. Get into what she's doing. This is a safe, if this isn't a safe place, or let me put it this way, maybe the audience isn't a safe place, this stage is a safe place, because it's just me, you, and I'm sorry I forgot your name. Nikolay, excuse me. So up here it's a very safe place, okay? Do whatever you like to do. Go for it.
Les femmes sont méchantes, ils disent de pesantes. J'ai l'âme vide.
Can you do that? Can you be a little bit more expressive with that? That's what it's written there. And start softly, okay? Like it's a secret in the beginning and then you grow.
J'ai l'âme vide. Où trouver le repos? Et comment fixer le bonheur?
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there because I just want to ask you, how do you feel about that? Oh, my faithful mirror, tell me. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. This is just, I'm going to go real quick because we have 12 minutes. And I would like you to, I know the audience is here and I hope you all don't mind, excuse me. But if you don't mind, would you tell me, I'm your mirror. That's what I am right now, okay? If you need more room? Okay, so I'd like you to sing this to me. Okay, so nobody's here, it's just me and you and Nikolay. Do you mind standing here? Thank you. Okay, so let's go from Genève. What I was saying is, can you say that slower? It's a question that you absolutely need answered.
Okay.
Yeah? It's not something you can tell me I'm beautiful. You don't have to tell me. You have to tell me that I'm beautiful. She doesn't say, please tell me, does she? And when French is really great. I just spent 2 months in France, and I was working on some of my French roles, and I said, why is there a syllable on every single note? It is, you know. Italian's not so much like that. Sometimes we have that in German. But in French, there's so many notes, it's like, it seemed like there was just something on every note. And for me, the coach that I was working with said, what you have to do then is in those phrases where it goes quickly, it does go quickly, but you must take your time. Does that make sense? So when you say, dis-moi que je suis belle, that needs to be very clear, yeah? Take your time.
Okay.
Go for it. It sounds beautiful.
Dis-moi que je suis belle et que je serai belle
What did you think of that? It's really good. That was beautiful. Beautiful. I'd like you to keep going if you don't mind. We have some time. Do you mind doing the middle section? The way you sang to me, sing that to them.
Okay.
Yeah? If you have somebody out there, a loved one that you can stare at, I do it all the time. Just sing to that person. Yeah? Okay, keep going. Do you mind if I sit here too? Okay, great. Okay. So just where, yeah, perfect. That was beautiful. I'm only stopping you because I wrote, when you were singing it for the very first time, I wrote beautiful portamentos. Lovely what you did. Take more time.
Ah.
I actually find that in working in opera, I find a lot of times the conductor, well, some of them, they'll say, take more time. Angel, why are you speeding through this? Why are you going so fast? And I think much of that was because when I was younger, I didn't have a lot of people telling me to take my time. So I've kind of made it my mission to tell those of you who are singing, take your time. That's beautiful what you do here. Don't forget that the first Venise is forte, and then when you come to the Réponds-moi, that's piano, which is what you did. But the Venise was a little, this one here, was a bit too soft for me.
Okay.
You know, you might find somebody else that says it's perfect. But do you mind doing it from Invisible?
Yep.
Okay? Venus, sorry, it's at the top of 93.
Venus invisible présente, Venus enchantement de l'ombre, Venus réponds-moi, dis-moi que je suis belle et que je serai belle éternellement.
More.
Éternellement. Que rien ne flétrira les roses dans mes lèvres. Que rien ne ternira l'orgueil de mes cheveux. Dis-le-moi, dis-le-moi. Dis-moi que je suis belle et que je serai
For me, I love the way you sing this. I think the more, in my opinion, the more you really connect with the text, you know, because it's not like you don't have the notes. I mean, I'm just going to say this really quickly, is that, I mean, I'm basically speaking to sopranos, because that's what I am, and I know what it's like to feel, I don't know, shy or whatever it is when we're in front of people, because this is a very vulnerable position for all of us who stand up here. And if we ever feel, for myself, I know when I'm singing in my lower register today, you know, I'm always kind of like, gosh, I hope people could hear that, I hope that was right. But there does come a point where you must, not need to, must trust yourself, you know? And you keep working on the aria, it sounds great. I hope to hear you sing Thaïs one day. I mean, really, they won't even have to give you a wig because you have great hair. Bravo. That was in good timing. There's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in that one. Our next singer is Edward. Why did you choose this aria?
Cool question. So, initially, when I looked at it, I thought, well, there's something musically I could do with it, and I thought it would fit my sensibility musically. But then, as you get into the character, I think I like playing people that are kind of stuck between two places.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it was interesting.
What is it about the piece that you find challenging?
The French.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the French.
But, yeah.
Why do you feel the French is challenging in this piece?
For me, it's not in a language that I immediately connect with,
Okay.
like I do with German or English. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love this aria, and I actually, before I came here, I spoke to one of my really good friends, baritone friends, and asked him for some pointers. I've worked with a lot of sopranos, mezzos, but with baritones and tenors, I go to my guy friends and I ask them for help. And one of the things that my friend, his name is Lucas Meacham, told me, I know, right? He's like amazing. He's an amazing singer because he just sang this in Spain. And one of the things he said was it's hard. It was interesting for him to find different colors in the piece. And I thought, oh, wow, that's interesting. So when I listened to it, I thought the same thing. You know, wow, it's such a, I mean, BIZET is a brilliant composer. We love his music. But for sure, sometimes it can be very difficult to find different colors. One thing that I found interesting when I was looking at the piece is that you say nadir like I don't know how many times, a lot of different times, and understandably so. But what is it that would make your character change the color of after you've said his name the first time?
The perception of what that means, whether it's nadir as my childhood friend, the nadir that I've sentenced to death, the nadir that I'm asking for forgiveness. It's like.
Great. Can we go to the aria and can you make those distinctions?
Let's see if I can.
Okay, I know you can. Of course you can. What if you started, that was beautiful. Y'all got some really good singers here at this institute. Really, I know, really, you should brush your shoulders. It's really good. It's a wonderful afternoon for me. Thank you. Really great singers. I'm gonna practice when I get home, trust me, a lot. When you start this first one, in the music it says piano, and then it says with expression. So when you think piano with expression, I know what I think, but I want to know what you think. What dynamic is that for you? I get pianos there, but for you, what do you feel?
For me, it is piano, but I think sometimes I get a little too.
Yes.
Too, you know?
Okay, I feel you. So I like secrets, and I always tell people, I'm always saying to singers, and I say to myself too, it's a secret. So maybe that first O Nadir is a secret, you know, and not necessarily so soft that they don't hear you up there, but trust me, you have a very big voice, you'll be heard.
Okay.
So if you think of that first one as being piano, and almost as you're just saying it just to one person, just to him. And then when you come back into the second one, because it does sit higher, maybe it's a bit stronger. And then when you say, oh, Nadir, it's like, gosh, I can't believe this happened. Yeah? So almost, some borderline frustration on that third one. Do you mind trying that? Okay. Can you do that again with just a little bit more intensity?
Yeah.
Just a little, same, I thought that was awesome, but I just wanted a little bit more of intensity.
A bigger secret.
A bigger secret in the intention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, cool.
Lorsqu'à la mort je t'ai
There's a diminuendo right there before you say my heart. Can you give me a little, the same thing that you gave in the very beginning? Go back to that feeling?
Sure.
It's really great.
Okay.
So these are all suggestions. You
No, I
take
love
them, you
it,
leave them
yeah.
however you like. Okay, so let's go from, oh, sorry, you guys figure out. Go for it.
Porque l'aveugle folle rage moquerait il déchiré. Non, non, c'était possible. J'ai fait un songe horrible. Non, tu n'es pas trahir ta foi. Et le coupable, hélas, c'est moi. Au remords, au regret. Ah, que je fais?
Comes piano.
What?
Keep going, it's just coming piano. Keep going, I'm just saying that it's coming up piano. Excuse me, I'm
okay.
standing over here, sorry. Pardon me,
No,
excuse
you're
me.
good, you're good.
Do you mind doing this phrase again?
Yes.
Okay, great. He has nice high notes, right? It's nice when a baritone has good high notes.
She works for it.
Okay, all right. Go for it.
Non, tu n'es pas trahir ta foi, et le coupable, hélas, c'est moi. Au remords, au regret. Ah, que je fais? Oh, Nadir, tendre amie de mon jeune âge.
What do you think of the notes here?
Of the, for me, it's the, I mean, we're talking
About, sorry, yes, please tell them, you tell them,
so,
yes.
tendre amie de mon jeune âge, it's like my dear friend from my childhood. So for me, it's the playfulness of childhood.
Is it the playfulness? Do you think in the
That's what I'm
beginning?
doing.
Okay, well, that's great.
Okay, but let's figure something out.
Well, I think, I'd like to suggest,
Yeah.
not that you have to do it, but for me, I think it could also be in the first bit, playful,
Right.
and in the second bit, it could be a sadness.
Right,
It
right.
could also be weeping.
I can, yeah.
You want to try it like that? Let's
Yeah,
see how that would go. So let's do from, Akishu.
Ah, que je fais? Oh, Nadir, tendre amie de mon jeune âge. Oh, Leila, radieuse beauté.
Sorry. What's the difference between Nadir and Layla? How do you feel about each one of them? They're different people
Yeah.
representing very different things for you.
Yeah, you found the trouble. Okay. It's
like
hard.
You're fun.
You're fun too.
Thank you.
So I have the trouble with it because Nadir and I, when we were younger, we were both in love with Layla, and now that she's come back in the picture, I sentenced them both to death, as you would. So the trouble is that I think that my remorse for doing this, for sentencing them to death, I'm trying to think about, is it also that I am accepting that their love, I no longer can love her, I'm accepting that they are together.
Yes.
So it's complicated.
Okay.
So I think that complication means I'm not making a direct choice.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What you just did was when you first sang it through, I didn't feel there was a very distinct color change.
Right.
However, what you just did was a very big color change.
Cool.
And I mean, for me, when I'm singing, I feel like colors make up the whole story. It makes the whole thing, is what we do with dynamics and with our voice. What I would like is if you could sing this first phrase that you just did beautifully, and piano, and then exactly what you just did here. Layla, her name has to mean something entirely different. This is going to sound strange to your voice. even, you know? So I would like to get that from you. So
Okay,
can you
yeah.
try it again from, what is this? Que je fais, yeah. Thank you.
Ah, que je fais. Oh, ma dire tendre amie de mon jeune âge. Oh, Leila, radieuse beauté. On a dit, oh Leila, pardonnez avec l'âge, de grâce pardonnez au transport d'accueillir.
Can you do a bit more, Brent, is it okay to do a bit more of a poco rallentando there? Just a little bit, you have, I mean, it's sort of, I'm not saying to self-indulge, but just a bit more of a rallentando would be really nice right there. De grâce?
De grâce pardonnez au transport d'accueillir. Malgré moi, le remords m'oppresse à dire, hélas, j'ai honte de ma cruauté. Pardonnez au transport d'accueillir.
Okay, we're gonna slow down that just a little bit. So what I wrote when you sang it the first time, I wrote take some time before that F sharp, right? It's an F sharp, yes? Okay, so let's do, okay. How do you feel about the F sharp? That's the first thing I want to ask you.
Right now, we're not friends.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it's good, it's good.
Okay, well, you'll become friends, I'm
I agree,
sure.
I
I think the F sharp likes you a lot.
Okay, cool.
So I imagine you guys just keep hanging out and you'll eventually.
We'll find something
Okay,
common ground.
where do you feel the F sharp? He's my kind of singer, though, really, though. I love singers like this. I should say my kind of person. Where do you feel the F sharp when you're singing it? What sensation is going on in your body? How are you feeling with your support?
I think this could be a little better.
More engaged?
Yeah.
Okay, and how
What
would...
do you feel about it?
Well, what I think is that you need to take more time to set it up.
That's the thing, I feel like I'm a little stacked.
So, yeah, so don't be, I understand that it's climbing a bit. And also, of course, there's some passaggio singing in here, of course. Why don't we go, let's go back to, from here, j'ai honte. And when you get just before the F sharp, really truly take your time to sort of regroup, resettle everything.
Okay.
And, sorry, may I touch you? Yes. Okay, you're so funny. Okay, so this is, this is what my dad used to do this to me. My dad would put his hand on my hand on his stomach, and he would push out. So if you put your hand here, okay, so can you hit an F sharp?
Don't do this to me.
I'm not. And I drank last night, so I apologize, but like, even if I'm just making a noise. Right? Like, do you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put my hand here, and you do that to me.
Hi.
No, like just on the F sharp,
Sure.
on your F sharp.
Ah!
Okay, so we're gonna do the siren thing.
Okay.
Woo! Can you put here?
Sure.
Sorry, I'm not gonna do it in the microphone. Woo! Woo! Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you do that?
Woo! Woo!
Have you You seem like the kind of person who knows how to have a good time. Right? Okay, so have you ever had a really good time and you do like one of those woo things, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get you to do.
understand, yeah.
So let's go back to the aria. And let's go back to that same genre. And I'm going to put my hand here. Okay? Okay, ready? Okay.
J'ai honte de ma cruauté. Ah!
softly. How do you yawn? When you're tired, it's like everything is so relaxed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that feels so good, right?
Yeah.
I feel like singing should feel like yawning. I know that sounds weird, but I do. I feel like it's relaxed, or at least it is for me, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So the F sharp, just the F sharp, please, okay? Okay, now let's go down a half step, F natural.
This is like literally gay, is this not?
You're so funny. And we're gonna, it actually sounds like that. So can we just do E, F, F sharp, yeah? All the while with your support. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Stay there.
I know.
Sorry. Just the F sharp.
Okay,
Just the
no.
F sharp. Take your time.
Thank you.
Yeah? And can you put your hand here? You put your hand here, and you should feel that. I mean, maybe it's a little lower for you too. It doesn't have to be, for me, I feel mine sometimes a little, like just above my belly buttons. It depends on how much I've eaten, really, as to where I feel it. Sometimes I feel it above my belly button, sometimes I feel it just below. So
Yeah.
it really depends on you. Okay, when you sing this F sharp, I would like you to, if you don't mind, have your hand here, just very relaxed. Like I could talk to you like this all day because it's so comfortable.
Okay.
Okay? How do you feel?
She's fine, yeah.
No, but honestly, if it doesn't work, you tell me.
Yeah.
How does it? I'm asking you, how does it feel? Because I mean that with all my heart. If it feels uncomfortable, do not do
No,
it.
it doesn't feel uncomfortable.
What do you feel?
It feels right. Like it should be like you get out of the way at work, you know?
Okay, really?
You don't trust me.
No, I trust you, but I want you to. I don't get offended easily, so you can say, Angel, that's bogus, and I'm not going to do it. That's fine.
No, you're
Okay,
good.
can we do the phrase jante?
Yeah.
J'ai hâte de m'accroter, pardonnez ce transport de cœur.
What's that?
Keep going.
Il y tue.
Can you link those better? The link them.
Sure,
Sorry,
yeah.
link them together. Can you do the exact same thing again with a little bit more of a relaxed jaw?
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's get you into that a little bit more.
Sure.
So how about we go back to the part where you start getting angry? But let's start with the, we're going to go back a page, Brett, to page 4. Where would you like to start there, actually? That way you can get into
The
it?
last verse.
Yes, the last verse. Is that okay?
Que je fais pour dire tendre ami de mon jeune âge. Oh, Leila,
We're at time, but I wanted to ask you to do this one again, the MAHLER, only because, and I hope you're not tired, right?
Always, but it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could start the MAHLER. Okay, so I'm really encouraging you. I understand this is a géante. I understand that is animated. I get that. However, when you get here, the F sharp again, sing it your way, yeah? How is most comfortable for you, while thinking that, you know, the places you'll sing are going to be huge.
Yeah.
And there's going to be somebody way up in the back who really likes your singing, and they bought they could only afford a $50 ticket, so that's that's why they're way up there, and you want that F sharp to go all the way to them, right? And do not shy away from that. There's a fermata on it, so stay on it. Yeah, take your time. I'm going to get out of your way. I want you to do your thing.
Pardonne ce trasport da carità.
Bravo. Bravo, Edward. Our next singer is Katarina. Hi, Katarina.
Ich atme deinen
Brava, Katarina. Katarina, where are you from?
From Belgium.
Belgium. Wow. Okay. Well, hello. Why did you choose this piece?
I love the whole cycle.
The whole cycle. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
You have beautiful diction. Do you speak German then?
I speak German. I studied in Germany.
Okay. Wonderful. I have a question about how you feel about changing the word Duft throughout the piece.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it should always be the same, or should it be different each time you say it, or what do you think?
You mean, should I think about it differently?
Yes. Do you think of each time you have to say the word, do you think of it in a different way?
Yeah.
Yeah? And what are some of the ways that you think of it?
In the beginning, I think about it in a more ethereal, I don't know if you say ethereal,
of course.
way, and then it becomes more and more like, I have the feeling that the person I love is actually there.
Yes.
So it becomes more sensual, I think.
Okay,
throughout the piece.
absolutely. Well, you know, you started the piece really beautifully. I mean, your German is beautiful. I'm not going to touch your German, because I'm not going to do that. I'm smarter than that. What I would like to know, though, is if you could start the beginning just a bit more soft. You have a beautiful timbre, really beautiful and warm and rich. And I wonder if you could start it just a little bit softer, and then you grow as you continue. Yeah? Okay. Can we start again? Can you make linden a little bit sweeter? No, but you can do it. It is hard for sure, but you can do it. So I want you to do, I said in the last one, don't self-indulge, and I'm going to tell you to self-indulge. And by that I mean, dude, your timbre is beautiful. Yeah, I mean, all of the singers today have had a beautiful timbre, really, really lovely. I think when someone's timbre is like yours, then there's never a mistake as to who the singer is singing. So if I were to hear a recording, I would be like, oh, that's Katarina. You know what I mean? When you come to this, the C sharp, where are we? Von Liebe, yeah, when you get to that, relish in your own sound. I think that's beautiful. There's actually no marking there for you. So Mahler doesn't give you anything that you have to do specifically, right? Relish, just enjoy it. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say savor. I mean, enjoy how you sound singing this new chord. Okay. Yeah? Can we start just from the, how about just after Linda? What is this? I can't see it. Eingebunden, yes. Thank you. Take your time. Keep going, yes. See, wie lieblich war. It's like war is like a secret, yeah? Yes, war. And then when you come back up, then it can be a bit stronger. I think this should be this wie lieblich should be stronger, no? And then you decrescendo. He has it written, yeah? Can we do from the same part?
The same part.
Ein angebunden. Okay, I said I wasn't going to say anything about your German, but I'm going to say just one thing. I think I'm correct. I hope so, from what I've learned. Von der Linden Duft. Can you do like, I did it an octave lower. Linden Duft. So can you make the distinction between the two? Instead of making, going straight from, so finish Linden, and then Duft. Yeah? Like you did before, but just with more of the space between the N and the D. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Can you do Das Lindenreis? Yeah.
Das Lindenreis brauchst du gelinde. Ich atme leis im Duft der Linde.
Can you sing that softer? It's double piano. It's yes. Of course. Would you like to breathe? You know, you can breathe. Take a breath after lice.
Yeah.
Do you not want to do that?
I prefer not to.
Okay, then don't. Then no. If you don't have to, we practice it without the breath, and you get it without the breath. Just take as much time as the time that you need to set up that phrase. Yes. Okay. So start just right there.
Ich atme leis im Duft der
Beautiful. Okay, so the last phrase, der Liebe, Lindenduft, right? Okay. When you are coming up to this D flat, and you have it's a long phrase, but you have this, I would call it a hairpin, you know. Yes. So what do you think of opening then, starting your crescendo a little bit later so that you have more breath to finish it? Because you're doing this in one phrase, yes? Okay. Can you try that? Just to start the crescendo a little bit later. And I'm also going to encourage you, like the others, to drop your jaw just a bit. Just a little bit relaxed. You're not pushing hard. You're just kind of just reminding yourself that it needs to be free. Yeah. So if I were to do it, may I touch you? Okay. So if I were to do it on you, it just feels like that. It's not even. I'm not really even touching myself. Just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So you do that phrase again, and when you're singing this, the D flat, allow your voice to go free, to let it release its own self. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we do this phrase again? Down, can you have the same amount of space? Nothing really has to change. Yeah. Beautiful.
To just
You want want to do a little, yeah, absolutely.
It's
If you want
okay.
to, if you want to do chest, you can. It's up to you. I'm just saying what I'm not encouraging
I don't know if
chest
I can-
one or the other. It's just more
Yeah.
about allowing the freedom in your
Yeah.
embouchure.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Can we try that one more time?
The symphony.
Yes. Beautiful. How does that feel?
It's better, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
But,
the one
but it's comfortable, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's
So you
comfortable.
shouldn't feel, I mean, when I'm,
No.
sorry. When I'm singing, when I'm singing and I have freedom of the jaw, I personally feel like I have more space.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I mean, I don't want to push that on anyone. So that's why I ask you, how does it feel? Hopefully it's not uncomfortable in any way. Would you mind doing just the last page and starting the crescendo a little bit later, and also just remembering that, what is this? Where are we? That the second section is actually a double piano. So you can sing as softly as you want, and then that way when you grow, it's really a difference in the music, yeah? Okay, cool. And if you can remember to do it, linden, Duft. Make a little bit of a difference between the N and the D. Yes?
Like a little.
Almost like a Luftpause, like just a tiny little break, tiny little break. Brava. Brava, Katarina. Brava. Thank you so much. I said to her, brava, she was beautiful. I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to spend more time with her. I went so far over with some of the other singers. And I think now we have Amelie. I think I said the name right. Amelia or Amelie.
Hello, my name is Amelie Aldner, and by the piano is Daniel Gerzenberg, and we would like to perform for you Ich bin der Welt abhanden gekommen, from the same collection of songs that Katarina just sang for you.
a sweetheart. Brava. Brava, beautiful. Why did you choose the piece?
To me, I think this is one of the most beautiful songs ever written, but it also has this unique atmosphere. In my head, it's like a utopia, free from all the busyness, annoying business of the world, and just harmony, peace, love, art.
Yes. And what is the piece telling the audience? I'm going to walk over here. Excuse me. What is the piece telling the audience? Do you feel?
I feel it wants to take them into this spiritual.
Yes, you just said utopia, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you create that atmosphere for us?
I hope.
I mean, you did. You definitely. There are moments in there where you did, but I would like you to bring us into this utopia and keep us there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can we start the piece again?
Yeah.
Beautifully sung. Do you also speak German?
No.
No.
He
Okay.
does. He does.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. German is my favorite language to sing in. I mean,
Really? Yeah.
I love it so much. So I appreciate the German pieces on this program.
Yeah.
So please do start again. Yes.
Yes. Not the whole.
Just not the whole introduction.
No.
The whole. Let's start just one measure before. And, sorry, before you start.
Yes.
For you, what is? You don't have to tell us. What is your idea of utopia? How do you create utopia for yourself? Nobody has to, you don't have to answer that. That's for you to know and for us to understand through your singing, okay? So go ahead and start. Ask you a question.
Yes.
That's beautiful. You have a lovely voice. Like I said, everybody here, wonderful singers. Really, I mean that. I'm not just saying that. I wouldn't say it if I didn't feel it. Okay. So I noticed something. I noticed that your leg shakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Rightfully so. I understand. I'm nervous too.
Yeah.
So there's two of us up here, two singers on stage right now, being nervous. So no worries about that. Try not to be nervous. I understand why you are, but really try. You just said it's a great word. Keep remembering that word throughout this little performance, utopia.
Yeah.
And in utopia, there's no nerves. Everything is free, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start again. And it's piano. It's tranquil. It's calm. It's peaceful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want, we could do it even where you're just saying it to me. You just want me to be in utopia with you.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Sonst fehlet
That was beautiful. Excuse me. I felt like I was in a different place. I don't know about you, but I did. And part of our job as singers is to be a storyteller. And everyone has something to say. Maybe we don't know exactly how to say it, but when we get on stage, that's our moment to say it. This is your moment to say it. One thing I'd like to work on before that horrible buzzer goes off is the same exact thing as with the others. I noticed just a little bit of, I do it too. I have shaking here at times, and I mean, yes, of course, we all do it at times.
Like a mouse.
Like a mouse or something, you know. I shook a little bit last night in my recital, and I had to remind myself to keep my breathing low. So I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Can we do just this last bit?
Yes.
Let's start from, I like the part where it's, let's just do the, we'll go from the top of 14. Ich kann gar nicht, sagen, dagegen. That's beautiful. Okay. And what I would like you to do is think of your support. Think of the place where you just took all of us. Sorry, think of your support. Think of the place where you just took all of us. And with that, think of your placement.
Yeah.
Allow your voice to be free. Allow your voice to open up. Maybe it might be, I don't know if you do this. If you don't do this, and maybe you won't want to do it right now, but I do a lot of this before I sing, just to kind of get myself relaxed. Okay? Cool. So go ahead. Okay, what are you saying there? Ich kann nicht, ich kann auch, yeah?
I also cannot say, this is anything against it.
Okay,
Yes.
so and how would you say that? You can't say anything against what?
That I may not exist. Like the world doesn't think that I exist, and I may not.
Okay, so is that a strong phrase or no, to you?
Or maybe it could be a little. No, it's not a very emotional phrase. Really.
No.
I'm making it too emotional.
Well, no, it just meant that it's fine if you make it emotional, but I think it has to be stronger, just a bit stronger. Gegen, yes, dagegen. You know what I mean?
To the point.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so do you try that again?
Yeah.
Ich kann auch gar nicht sagen dagegen, denn wirklich bin ich gestorben der Welt.
Can we just do that on an ah? So can you hold your?
Yeah.
Yes, just very lightly, and you're just gonna go sing this phrase on an ah, and drop your jaw. How do you? May I ask? All these ladies are so beautiful up here. How do you? I hate to ask you. How do you yawn? I have a very ugly yawn. When I yawn, it's.
Oh no, it's not pretty now.
No, mine's really not pretty. But I will say this. But my jaw is really relaxed when I yawn.
Okay.
So I'd like to see the same from you. Yeah, exactly. That's wonderful. Yeah, it's totally out of the way. Okay, so try that. On an ah.
Is it my wrong note now?
No, that's, yes.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Once more? Okay.
Okay, now we're going to do the exact opposite. And I'm not encouraging you to shove everything forward. I'm never encouraging you to shove anything. But I would like you to sing everything really neat, like ee, ee, But not with the high larynx. I don't like to talk too technical stuff because people get really sensitive about that. Okay, but what I am asking you to do is just almost like you're like a kid again. You know, like my 8-year-old, my boy. He's you know, like this. Okay, on the same phrase.
With this also?
If you feel comfortable to do it, then fine. If not, don't.
Okay.
Okay. Where are you from?
Sweden, Norway. I live
Okay.
in Norway.
Thank you for turning that up. So okay, did you as a kid, did you ever make fun of na 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 na? Yes? Yes, that kind of thing.
No, I did never make fun of other people.
Okay, well, you are a very nice child then. Thank you. I appreciate Danke. That's very good. Okay, well, I did, unfortunately.
I was made fun of.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, I apologize. What I was trying to get at was to do yes. What I'm trying to encourage is for you to sing, but to have both the chiaro and the scuro, right? Because you got the what is it? The dark, the scuro. Thank you. I'm sorry, my brain just turned off. You have the scuro perfectly, but I think the chiaro we can have more of it coming in. Yeah. Could you do you mind doing exactly what we did with the other singer? One time in the with the jaw, and then one time with the ni, okay, and then singing it with the text, with the balance of both. Okay.
First. Yeah.
Yeah, same place. Now with the ni.
Difficult one, yeah.
Okay, how does that feel?
Oh, fine.
Okay, fine. So then just go right from that into singing with the text.
Okay.
Okay, before I ask you, I'm going to ask y'all. Do you hear a difference? Cool. Okay. I just want, who's a singer in here? I should ask another question. Who's a voice teacher in here? That's scary. Okay, ma'am, I saw you first. So I have to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot really quickly. I'm going to say what you said. What difference did you hear in what she just sang?
It was just a beautiful balance. It was,
Yes.
Before it was a little bit dark.
Yes.
And it was just a lovelier overall sound.
Yes, so what she said was that when you sang it this next time, it was a lovelier sound, it was more of a balance. Thank you so much. We need our voice teachers, that's for sure. So what I would encourage you to do is to keep practicing both of those, but I'm going to get out of your way and let you continue the song until the end from right where we left off. Bravo to you. And take us back to that place where we were. It was beautiful. Carla, thank you so much. Thank you. I believe that's the end of the masterclass. Thank you all for staying with me. God bless you. Have a good evening.